This trip was from Tauranga to Mercury Island to Mercury Islands. Started at dawn from Tauranga Harbour. This is one of the fuel tankers waiting outside at anchor to come in and deliver. Several cruise liners come into Tauranga over the summer. This is one of the smaller ones and this is one of the larger ones. It's 2 in one day that day, but most days during the summer there's one in. After the sun rose, the dolphins came out to play, played around the boat for quite a while I was just running at idle speed. And it's so awesome to see them up so close and in the clear water like that we get in the blue and clear. A lot of people wonder what it's like looking below the boat to see the water rushing through between the hulls of a catamaran. Very quiet now, you can't hear the motors, but I was up there so I thought we'd show you what this looks like. That's the Manson Super Supreme anchor. Can't beat that for holding power. If it lets go, it grabs again and you can sleep securely knowing you've got a Manson Super Supreme. There's between the hulls. Water temperature's around 21 degrees and boat's just idling along gently. While I was busy looking at this, noise from the back and out back, and hooked up to a couple of skippies. Very nice for the day, but a bait for later. And after I arrived at Mercury Islands, I saw this little shape in the water. Couldn't quite tell what it was for a while, but unbelievably it came up towards the boat. And I recognised it as the shell of a leatherback turtle. I didn't know that they came into New Zealand, but there's the head coming up now, and he just swam over and took a real close look at me. There you can see the ridges on the back of the leatherback, very distinctive, so you know it's that species. And that shell was probably 2 meters long. Just absolutely awesome to see him up so close, and yeah, I wanted to jump in, have a swim with it, and I don't have an underwater camera, so unfortunately this is all I videoed, but it was just awesome. I had a line out at the time with some bait on it. I was a bit worried that it might get hooked, and what would I do with a 2 meter long leatherback hooked to the end of the line, but apparently they eat mostly jellyfish, and all was well. He swam away after he came up to the boat and had a good look at me. On the rough days in Buffalo Bay in Whitianga, you can't go out on the boat. They have their little hobie races there in the afternoon, and these guys saw me watching them, decided to make things a bit more exciting and came right up so close to the back of the boat they nearly ran into it. But awesome to watch and quite entertaining when you can't go out and the wind's blowing 20 knots. These guys are having heaps of fun. Went over and spent the night in Great Mercury Bay, Great Mercury Island, up early in the morning and a couple of snapper before breakfast. Very easily caught. I had some trouble with the water cooling system of the outboard, and I ordered up new thermostats. Went back the next morning. This is through the channel they call the hole in the wall. Had the wind against the tide and got quite choppy. There's another boat going through about the same time as me, and we were both bouncing around quite a bit, but safely through between those islands. You can see in the distance back into Whitianga, and the ladies there at the Four Square store had the parts there waiting for me for the thermostats, so I collected those so I could fix up the outboards. Later on the way home, I stopped in at Slipper Island. These maumau came up behind the boat in the late afternoon. I had a bit of fish there, so I was throwing it into the water and they all came up to the surface. Beautiful colours, really exciting to see fish like this out in the wild. This is not a marine reserve. They were just swimming around the boat and they come up every evening just to have a look around. Doesn't really matter whether you got fish to feed them or not, and they'll stay there as long as there's something to keep them interested. And out behind them I was catching snapper on the line at the same time as these guys are swimming around behind the boat, and they are probably 10 to 12 inches long, some quite good sized fish and beautiful to look at.